Hello and welcome to a Sacred Symbols reading, or better known as Reading the Bones. I am your host, Desiree DeMars, and it's January 1st, 2023. I took a little breather last week and am now joining you from a new perspective, a new angle in the space that I usually do the readings from, and seeing how that flows for me. And I hope you will join me in opening up to receiving any guidance, wisdom, understanding, information that's flowing. You may just get a full download today, triggered by some of these symbols. And I will leave more information below the video about two upcoming events. One is a podcast with Dr. Elizabeth Samata, and the other is the Ancestral Healing Summit coming up at the end of January through the Shift Network and running into the first few days of February. So I'll keep you posted on that, and when I know more details about the actual day and time that I will be on the summit, I'll let you know. But the entire summit is worth checking out, so I hope you all join us. And there'll be lots of bonuses if you want to upgrade. I've included a guided journey for ancestral healing as mine, so please check that out too. And now, as you're getting settled into the space that you'll be receiving this reading from, just allow yourself to sink even deeper into that space. Literally feel your sits bones sinking down. At the same time, feel this expansion upward. So you feel this extension through your spine, and taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, holding and exhaling as you allowed yourself to just feel that expansion in the chest, activating the heart space, activating the vagus nerve, and in so doing, allowing vital life force to flow through the entire body, refreshed and renewed with deep sense of awareness. Let's imagine together a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring us all the way down to the center of the earth. And as we feel that grounding, we connect with this iron molten core at the center of the earth, which naturally wants to flow back up as it's filling our toroidal field. And that flow upward is again activated with vital life force that is also found in our hemoglobin, right? Our immune system, the core of that immune activation. We are feeling that when we're grounded. It's a part of our essence here as a human being. So feel that vital essence activated within you. Whether you understand it intellectually or not, it is an energetic flow. It's an energetic process. We are activating our toroidal field from the center point out, and in fact, as it flows up, it spills out over the top of the head like a fountain of infinite and eternal energy, self-generating energy. So feel that activation in the base chakra or your root chakra, and as you feel that, know that it flows up and crosses at those center points again of all of the chakras. So we acknowledge that all of the chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. This is what's happening as it is being activated by that brilliant white light coming up now through us like a fountain, right? Flowing, expanding and growing, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white. Now infuse this brilliant white light, infused with the rainbow of vital energy. And then with one of your breaths, imagine the emotional impact or the emotional activation of these points within you. There are aspects or fields or dimensions of awareness, which are joy, peace, and strength. courage, gratitude, humility, and divine love. And feel that activation. I get chills all over my body just saying that. If you have an image or something that reminds you of those energies, those emotions, those feelings, so be it. Bring that into the field and allow it to expand outward now. And then one last time, let's imagine a golden light now coming down from that golden grid of all that is. Feel this golden divine light coming down right through that central channel that's been opened, and now it's expanding out. It is the field of knowing, right? This knowing field that we are tapping into in this expanded state when the energy is flowing up and then it's coming back down and recycling itself, right, on multiple dimensional levels. We're not just flat, we're not even just 3D, we are multidimensional beings. We are cosmic forces of light, and just feel that about yourself. As you bring those aspects of awareness of your energy field, these higher frequencies of your field, joy, peace, strength, courage at the heart, gratitude, humility, and divine love. It's our life's purpose, ultimately, all of us that came to Earth, it is about divine love, experiencing it, knowing it, and then shining it out there into the world in your own unique way, as a process that unfolds throughout your lifetime. So with that said, now let's shift gently with that expanded state of awareness into creating an even more powerful, more potent sacred circle from which we will be doing this reading and traveling from. So we call in all of the directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. All of the elementals: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us. Flow through us, in us, and bring with it the wisdom, the understanding of the seasons as they cycle. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels, and teachers, those seen and unseen, the magical, the mystical, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Come and be with us here in this sacred circle as we begin to tune in to the inquiry that we have today for this New Year's journey. This journey into our ancestral heritage, our ancestral consciousness, and maybe even beyond that, into the star nations, our ancestors from the stars that we are, beyond this physical realm, even beyond the cosmos, into fields yet unknown. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. To all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, come and be with us as we venture on this journey to gain wisdom, insight, understanding, abundance, joy, peace, groundedness, and expansiveness at the same time for 2023. So just feel that. Feel your timeline and ancestors that reach back into the past. At least 7 generations are here with us now and flow at least 7 generations forward. We know that it's infinite, but we will just focus on that, at least those levels, and know that we can rise above this and see it from any point of view that supports us at the time when we're receiving this information. So just allow that to come in and allow this sensation or understanding of an inquiry, a question to form in your heart, knowing that as I rattle, it's coming into coherent alignment with your head, right? With the mind, heart and mind coming into alignment around this inquiry, around the question that we have for 2023. So as I rattle, just knowing that the sound of the rattle will support you in being in a deeper theta or alpha state or somewhere in between where you can just almost time jump right into that knowing field, that higher level of superconscious awareness that has access to all information. It's unlimited. Aho. So just know I have made an offering before and did some rattling before we started so that I could create a circle from which will be our launch pad, so to speak. And so let's all now take another deep breath and join with me as we blow into the basket with this inquiry, with this question. We're going to blow 3 times. And then bear with me as I switch our point of view here into a shared screen with this overhead camera that I've got set up for us. And we see, there we go, and pop it into full screen. And I think it looks pretty centered. I will just move it around as needed to show you a greater view of the center or the area that I'm speaking about. So here we go. Let's dive right in. 2023. What do the bones have to tell us today? Well, wow. Very interesting, kind of an unusual shape here. You won't be able to see the entire shape today, I don't think, with where I've got this set up, but I'm going to try to hone in on a little bit higher elevation here so you get a little more sense of it. It's almost, well, it's very circular, kind of spiral, and yet there are some pieces off to the side, which is really interesting. This is the shaman, and this here is an ancient ancestor on our maternal side, a maternal ancient ancestor. The maternal ancient ones are here with us big time. And let's see what else I want to point out here. And I'm hoping that you see, let's see, this further point here, the point, when I'm looking at the screen, it looks like it's closest to you. But I'm going to have to check that out this time in the recording and see how that plays out, because there is an adjustment on the camera. I know it flips it. But just notice what you notice. See what pops out for you here. And then I'm going to drop the camera down a little bit again so we can get a little closer. to some of these pieces just for your visual support. So just notice what stands out for you, any shapes, any relationships between pieces, or maybe even just a single piece might really stand out. I'm going to pull that light in a little closer. All right, I think that looks good. So let's just dive in. And where I like to start most often is with the inquiry. And this V-shaped piece here. So if you could imagine, this is your feet and you're reaching out with your hands or your arms raised and open to the heavens, asking for information. And the first piece I notice that's closest to that opening is Deer Toe. And that is a message. Deer Toe is about this idea of innocence, right? Of being in a pure state of innocence, almost like childlike, right? Wonder and awe. So we're looking at this idea with whatever your inquiry was. It has something to do with your work in the world, your emotional state at this point, something that is not yet created. That's really what's at the center here, is something, it's like not yet created. So you're in a creative process, and it's really where it's happening right now is how you feel about it, your emotions, and the frequency. So it's so beautiful. I was listening to someone else who does bone readings earlier this afternoon, and she was talking about that aspect of divine love, you know, how we are radiating that out, and it's a part of our mission. And it makes total sense that here it is. I really resonated with the way she described it, and I think it's fascinating that this little bone that represents that which is not yet created, well, it can represent two things. Let me just say that first. So that would tell me this is something new. This is a process of unfolding, of exploring, but it's also activated here with the planet Uranus, which tells me then it's usually going to come in bursts, right? Like lightning. And it has to do with our vision. Oh, this is so perfect for 2023, right? And here is the masculine, the ancient ones on our paternal lineage, right? In our paternal lineage, we have ancient ones. So we have the ancient feminine out here with the shaman, with this idea of what are you passionate about? That's really the overarching essence of the reading. Where does your passion lie? What do you feel passionate about? And it's saying here with the lock being here with nothing really around it other than we have Buddha, and this is our jaguar. It's about, you know, there's really nothing stopping you, right? There's no restrictions, there's no limitations. It's really about really, you know, just what is it? What is the greatest passion that you have? It may be very simple, doesn't have to be complex, but it's like, what are you really feeling passionate about? And here's another ancient ancestor off here, way off to the side on this side. Can you see that? Let's see, ancient ancestor on our father's side. So the ancient ones, very interesting that they're kind of popping out here. It's a great time, the new year, to tune in to these ancient forces that are with us all the time. And we tend to go around through our busy day, our busy life, and forget all about it. But if it weren't for them and the way things unfolded at that in their times, we wouldn't be here today, right? And this is fascinating. This is Eagle Condor, but look how he is completely upside down on his back, which I think is fascinating. It reminds me of, you know, this idea almost like the Hanged Man, of being really looking at something from a whole new perspective, a whole new point of view. And then being sure to, you know, when you sense what that is, your passion, or what you know to be your passion, really embrace it as something sacred, right? It feels like there's so much that has been lost, this idea of innocence and the sacred. in our culture right now is just gone down the drain due to not being able to trust people, not being able to know what truth is anymore. And so it's asking us, I believe, to really know that our truth is what's in alignment with our heart, right? With our greater vision and the passion that we have for whatever it is, whatever your vision, whatever direction your vision points you in. And, here we have rebirth. I said we've got a lot of emotions going on at the very center of things, but, it's due to this rebirth that we're having. And right now, what's important too with this rebirth is to take time for introspection. This is what abalone is saying. It's about reflection, right? Reflecting so that you can see the beauty and see the truth within, from within, instead of always trying to seek it from outside of ourselves. So as I move in a circle here around, I'm seeing, we've got a lot of open space here. Again, this is the inquiry. And we're looking at, let's see, very interesting, because, well, also I wanted to mention that when I said the piece about sacred, remembering and claiming something to be sacred, this is you. This is the individual. And it's wide open, receiving that. Here's second chakra, receiving that creative power, that creative juice that comes with making something a ceremony, making it sacred, because it is, right? Everything is sacred. I mean, it's a miracle, it's magical if we choose to see that versus, life's just creating something for us, happening to us. We are the creators of our life. So let's see. As we come around closer again to the inquiry, it's definitely about the sacred union with yourself, right? The sacred union with the self. And know that you're protected, you're guided. There's medicine all around you through symbols, through energies, through elements. And what's important in that process for yourself is this is the planet Venus. So what is truth, love, and beauty for you? And speaking that truth, right? This is the little sword of truth. So speaking your truth and knowing then that all your wishes can come true. All your heart's desires can come true. It's just that we are in a process too. Here's Pluto. We're having like this huge Pluto return on a cosmic level, on a global level. And so there are things changing on the earth, things that are just out of our control, and they're in their own unfolding, their own process. And so it's a dance, right? We're having to dance with it. Now, this is interesting for 2023. If you're looking at relationship, having questions about that, or new, old, what to do with the old, how to conjure up a new one, this is the other. And what's really interesting is right inside the belly of it, we have a timekeeper. So here's the other timekeeper. So there's something about timing around relationship. Maybe this person is part of a larger collective that you're a part of, or that is your wish to be connected to a community or somebody that you would be connected with through that, through this idea of community, of like-mindedness. But just know that there is an aspect of it is just the great mystery, and it's not being revealed really, right? Because we have the moon. Some of it is still about emotions yet to be unfolded, yet to be revealed. And so just, honoring that idea that that person too is wide open. And yet there's something about the sense of timing. And when the two pieces are facing up, it's like a pause. So if you can imagine, the inhale and the exhale, the figure 8, the infinity, it drops down and then it shifts and it changes direction. So at that pause point, we've got like a little pause here, just kind of pausing before it before there's movement again. So I would say it's a beautiful opportunity to really take advantage of what I said earlier is about reflecting and having clarity about your vision, right? Really having clarity about the vision as clear as you can. And that's not to say things can't change and evolve as we move forward, but just that the clearer we are, just like with our intention here for the reading, we're using what I call in that process, just to simplify it, in steps is the I am process. It's clarifying the intention, then putting the attention on what it is we're seeking, how we're seeking to receive the answer here through the bones, through these symbols. And then movement, allowing this movement, this flow of energy to inform us, right? So, because everything is moving, everything is flowing, we know the greatest constant is change itself. So the collective is changing, whoever it is you're seeking or whoever you are already in relationship is changing. Everything is moving and flowing towards this spiral of evolution, right? Everything is evolving. And this pointer is pointing toward an ancestor. So here we have grandmother on your father's side. So your paternal grandmother. Take a look at your relationship with your paternal grandmother, or what you might remember about your paternal grandmother. And here we have the maternal ancient one on your father's side. So these two paternal ones, very interesting. The paternal grandmother and the ancient ones. That's a beautiful dynamic, right? And here we have them evolving. It's, they're evolved. We are on the coattails of their evolutionary process, right? And now, or it's like we're picking up the baton and then we're going to move forward wherever we see how that fits into our vision. And as I move past that, this is interesting. We've got the 1 and the 2 here on the dice, and right in between it is this crown chakra, very interesting, and father. So the element of father, this seems to be the highlight here of 2023. Again, the masculine. How is that masculine energy? 1 and 2, 1 and a 2. So the something new, and the 2, creating partnerships, creating bonds, or looking at those partnerships, looking at relationships, how we live relationships, how we create relationships, how we experience them, right? How do we want to create new relationships in the future, I feel? And this is really looking at the healing process around your father and your father's lineage. So beautiful. That's kind of a key point here, along with no accident. I said earlier, I think in the invocation, something about the star nation. So here's our star nation right next to the sun. It's like our identity, our beingness in the moment, in this 3D, in this present moment, is really here right now, expressing itself through this transfiguration that we're in. We're all feeling a transfiguration. Like, I'm sure some of you, I feel some days I look in the mirror and think, wow, I mean, I know the change is gradual, but you can catch a glimpse of yourself sometimes and really wonder about who you are, and then how your thoughts, beliefs, and patterns are creating what you see in this present moment, how you're even choosing certain foods to eat, right? And then they're being expressed. So here we go. This is the key, really, about what I'm just saying with our star nations, and said earlier, is that this is all about the transformation of our DNA, right? And so create a ceremony for yourself. This is a ceremony, if you're participating today in this simple ceremony of reading the bones, that's a part of it, because it is supporting the transformation, the transformative It's like the, I see like it's like the stirring of the pot, right? For here we are, this cosmic soup, this blueprint that we came in with. There's something still brewing internally that's going to be expressed in this coming year. And so just know it's a process. And as we honor that, we are seeing here then our maternal ancestors are a deep part of that, which makes total sense. It's like the feminine. Here's your mother, right? Mother on this great spiritual path of transfiguration, transformation, fulfillment of this blueprint in some way on this planet Earth, right? In physical form, just what I said. And here is grandmother and great grandparents, the great ones and the grandmother on your mother's side, all a part of this internal journey. It's like the divine feminine, which makes total sense. It's like if you think of the egg developing, it's like all an inside job, right? There's so much of it happening internally that we don't even see. And this is where the power lies. This is where this power of life, the life force, is bubbling up, brewing like in a cauldron, right? And just like we are in the amniotic fluid, we are bursting forth all this information, genetic information, past memories, cellular memories. It's all flooding into us, and it's going to be what forms or informs the physical. And so just know as it will be what informs our earthly expression, and then it will be amplified, all of this, whatever this vision is that's brewing within us, it will eventually manifest in physical form, right? And I can't squeak any further over, but I'm going to just say, I see Jupiter here. So it's like right now, and I know as we get into the Aquarian age more and more, I mean, it's obviously already started because it too is a process, but the shift for Capricorn astronomically to Aquarius, excuse me, got the hiccups. This is, amplifying everything. So if you feel super sensitive, if you're just feeling like your emotions sometimes are just off the chart, just trust that, let it go, let it be like the flow of a river. Trust your heart. That's what this is. This is a drum and it represents the heartbeat. Just feel yourself come back into alignment with your heart. It's that simple. Take some deep breaths, tune into your heart, and you'll get back into coherence, right? With this more expanded state of awareness, the angelic realms, the more expanded areas. And ultimately, what we are experiencing, I believe, is a soul remembering. I would say that's like the theme here. A huge part of the theme is to have soul remembering. That's the point of the process, right? The birth, the rebirth is remembering who you truly are, not the ego, not the external processes and environment that we've created and is so manipulated these days, we know, by many untruths that basically the best thing to do again is to return to this place of love. Here's the heart chakra, and allow that heart space, that heart chakra. When you align the head and the heart, there's clarity, right? That's when the mind is crystal clear. And then we are having this greater vision, which we started out with, right, with Eagle Condor, with a whole new perspective. Maybe we're going to flip everything around and have a completely new way of seeing things. I think that's, I would say, for a bigger, greater theme, a larger theme, that would be 2023. A lot of energy moving forward, the return of our power. This is third chakra. Really, it's within our reach now. We are knowing and understanding so much more about who we truly are, about our cosmic history, about the planetary truths that have been hidden from us, about the reality of consciousness, the reality of what is. And that is all unfolding now through us, through each of us that is asking for it, right? That is standing with open arms, asking to receive and working on ourselves on a frequency level, right? We're working on our own frequencies, and then the frequencies together are creating this planetary shift or this cosmic shift. So again, to really get to drop down to the center is really trust the emotions. You know, I have to tell myself this over and over, but I had a beautiful, like a biofeedback session a few days ago, and it was a beautiful reminder. The person I was working with said, if sadness comes up or whatever the emotions are, instead of like trying to stop them and hold them back so that you could try to describe them or try to analyze it, all you have to do is be in it. All you have to do is go into it, move towards it, dive into it, and then it changes. This is like the mystery and the understanding of a shapeshifter, right? The shape shifting is in the transfiguration actually happens when you go into something and you become it. And then you are the activator or the seed of the transition, of the cycle unfolding through your energy, your frequency being a part of it. And again, just remembering, things are going to be happening on a kind of a Uranian level or a Uranian timeline, because it will just be sudden bursts of understandings, ahas, ups, downs, whatever. It's not going to be this slow, smooth, steady ride. I think it's going to be moving much more quickly. 2023, it's like the pace of 2023 feels faster, but which is great. I think we need to move through. We've been in the midst of so much falling apart, so much letting go for several years now. I would say, since 2020 for sure with COVID. And now it's like the unraveling of all of that, the intermingling of these energies. Really, it's about focusing on what is your vision and what is it that is not yet created, but where you're heading. So, like, keep your eye on the prize. Right? That's where you want the focus to be. Because the rest of it, the what's already happened, the past, the analyzation of things we're trying to understand, if we get bogged down in that, then we get stagnant. We just go around in circles, or we head in one direction and then we're fine. We're kind of back to probably where we started. We don't seem to get ahead, or it's like the one step forward, two steps back. So the way to maneuver through this is to keep moving, move toward the discomfort, because within that is the wisdom and the knowledge about how to move forward. And know that we will be provided for. This is what our star nations are here reminding us today of, is that here's Buffalo. And during this time of great transformation, which is really the unfolding of our blueprint, it's really about, regaining our insight, our third, sight, our third eye opening, and seeing things from the inside out. And Buffalo is just reminding us that there will always be something that is provided for us for this journey. It's a part of the process. Right? So it's just the second nature of it. It's just a part of it, is that star nations, Buffalo, they're all here saying there is plenty, there is provision, there's plenty, there's community. This piece here, the fork in the road, if you feel like you're at a fork in the road, what I would say here is that one fork has power animals, guides, it's like the way of nature, the natural processes, and the other is pointing toward this very interesting aspect that I mentioned earlier about father and community, and really looking at the ancestral patterning, memories, thoughts, beliefs, understandings that you received from your father's lineage, right? And staying open to a new beginning and something new being created with and through community, through the truth of who you are, this sun self, right? And know that there's abundance. abundance. I think it's going to be an abundant year. There's going to be, I know astrologically, we're hearing a lot of just like a lot shaking down and completely changing in our financial sectors, but there'll be new ways to create, right? And that's a very fatherly energy, right? The father giving us guidance about structure, about finances. Same with Venus. When I said Venus was here as a part of it, or maybe through the other, that will bring abundance, right? Through abundance through the other. And joining forces with a thought, a seed, an idea from the one into the two, and creating then this flow of community, of co-creation. It's all about co-creation and trusting the great mystery. This is what we have here. It's facing down. Just trusting the great mystery, that the great mystery holds medicine beyond belief. You know, we have this dragon's blood here. And, you know, that's really about like, what is the medicine? How are you your own medicine? I always bring that around to the fact that we also are our own medicine, whether it's we have the ideas, the knowing and understanding how to get what it is we need for healing, or we ourselves have that within us, right? We have this healing within us. And this is, again, I have a better view here for you. Great mystery, dragon's blood, and this idea of abundance. And again, this is an ancestor on your maternal side, it's a young adult. So maybe if there's somebody significant in your life, a young adult on your mother's side, just notice that. Become aware of how they might be weaving themselves or making themselves present or known. Or maybe it's somebody in your mother's lineage. It could be, you know, a brother or sister, an older or an elder, or somebody close in age to you. Maybe they could possibly be a little younger, a young adult, but, you know, see if maybe you get tuned in and you feel there's somebody you need to reach out to who represents that type of person in your life. And just know there may be some attention being needed there, right? So I think that is the crux of the reading for today. And let me shift out of this share screen and just say thank you all for joining me. As I said, there'll be information below the video about future projects, future recordings that will be available to everyone through the shift and through Dr. Samada. And I hope you'll join me. So thank you, everyone. Have a blessed 2023. May this be just the beginning of the joy of the journey as you enter a new year, a new chapter of your life. Aho. So I'll close the circle with a little rattling if you're following the ceremonial aspect of the reading. So just again, allowing this closure, this moment for a breath of gratitude and appreciation, so that whatever we've received today is not only benefiting us, but it's benefiting all those we come in contact with, and all the aspects of this earth and other planetary bodies that we touch with our awareness.